One, two, three.
Hello, everyone. This is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a sales titan. I get to do another one-on-one training session. I love doing these one-on-one training sessions because I get to meet like-minded people that want to go to the top of their sales career. And those are the people I like to be friends with and hang around with. And I have a one-on-one with Stephanie. Is it Stofka?
Yeah, you got
I got it.
it.
Hi, Stephanie. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe what dealership you're at, and how long you've been in the car business?
Sure. So yeah, my name's Stephanie. I am out in Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. I've been there for 2 months, but I'm not new to the dealership world. I am new to the sales team. About 10 years prior, I was at two other dealerships, local, and I was in the BDC. So
Gotcha.
I have a strong foundation in customer service. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at now.
Very cool. So 2 months in the actual sales force, but
Yeah,
other another amount of time in the BDC.
yeah,
So you have probably all the customer service skills you need dealing with customers. It's just now going to
right.
that next level of car sales.
Yes,
Very
exactly.
cool. And
Yeah.
what inspired you to book a one-on-one?
Well, I listen to your podcast. I love it. It's helpful. I listen to it when I'm going to work, sometimes when I'm going home. Sometimes I just listen to it when I'm in the car, not even on the way to work. Uh, it's been really helpful. I see the value in coaching and being coachable. So that's really what I'm trying to do and be so that I can be successful because it's important to me.
Yep, exactly. You said a
Yeah.
few things in there that I have really tried in my career, and that's being coachable. Um,
Mhm.
how much water can a rock absorb? It can't absorb any, right? How much water can a sponge absorb? A lot. So if we
Mhm.
can remember to be humble enough as human beings to be that sponge and absorb as much as we can, then we have the tools necessary to have a successful career and to be professional enough to help some of these tougher customers because anyone can sell the easy customers. If you have a pulse and you're at the dealership, sometimes these customers come in, anyone can sell them. It didn't take skill to sell, some of these customers. It's, are we
Mhm.
missing the opportunities on those tougher customers, the more educated customers, the customers that say
Mhm.
no 5 times first? And I
Yeah.
think that's where training really comes in, is it helps you with those tougher scenarios because we have all had the laydown, right? The easy deal.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, it was just who up that customer was going to get that sale.
Hmm.
And those account for maybe 3 to 4 deals a month where it's like, oh, that was easy.
Hmm.
But those are the deals and those are the salespeople that always stay average. They're good with the easier people and they're bad with the tough people. And if you can get good with all the people, that's when you start selling that 20 to 30 cars. So the fact that you're willing to learn so early in your sales career even and book one-on-ones, it says a lot about your character and where you want to be. You don't want to be here, you want to be here.
Right.
And that's step one is being a sponge. So we have a sponge, not SpongeBob, but we have a sponge in front of us that wants to learn. So kudos to you.
Right.
So the three topics that you picked, the first one was turning shoppers into buyers. What signs tell you a shopper is actually ready to buy that day? Do you have any go-to questions that can uncover the real motivation behind why someone is shopping? That's great.
Mhm.
That's actually episode one, season one, turn lookers into
Okay.
buyers.
Okay.
The second one you have is closing. When to push for a same day close? Is it every time? And how do you take that approach with those that disclose they are shopping, right? I'm just looking, just shopping.
Hmm.
We're shopping and we're looking around. And then this one I really like, personal branding other than social media. What do you
Hmm.
recommend for community engagement and getting your name out there? I want to do something different. I like the idea of a bold move that people haven't seen before, but should I wait until I've really got the product knowledge down before I make the move? So excellent, right? Personal branding is more important in today's world than ever before. 20 years ago, it wasn't personal branding. It was, well, I guess it was still because you get referrals and repeat customers,
Mhm.
your loyal customer base. But now you can capture people you've never met that's not a referral based on some form of branding. So that's a good one. That's a fun one to go over too. I got some good ideas. So let's talk about the first one, turning shoppers into buyers. Do you have any struggles or are you detecting something in your skills that's like, okay, this is where I'm lacking? Or what triggered that topic?
Well, because I still need to grow my product knowledge, obviously. I mean, I think that's kind of understandable, only being
Yeah.
2 months in. But I if they're shopping different brands, right? So I'm just getting to know the product I'm selling and they're comparing it to something else. Like that really throws me kind of for a loop because now I'm like, I don't even know exactly what I'm working with. Plus, I have no idea what they're like comparing it to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I it can be intimidating. I always am pretty good at showing confidence, but maybe inside I'm like, I might look confident. I'm not at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a thing that I talk about when if product knowledge is the root of the tree, right? It's the
Mhm.
foundation. Because if you don't know what you're selling, then how do you expect yourself to present it in a convincing way? So the key, at least you understand this up front, is product knowledge gives you the foundation to have the confidence to present the product. So without the any product knowledge, how can you have any confidence in what you're actually presenting, right?
Right.
Because what confidence does is it allows you to be to the customer convincing. So confidence turns into convincing, convincing turns into the sales. Do you have a pen or paper handy
I was going to
or
kind of
notes?
do like half screen and maybe like type in here
Okay.
something. Yeah.
So just type in we'll keep it super simple bullet points.
Yep.
Product knowledge is the foundation,
Okay.
okay?
Yep.
And then um, product knowledge gives you confidence. Confidence allows you to be convincing, and convincing is what sells. So you don't want to be once you learn all your stuff. It's really cool when a salesperson knows a lot about their product, right? But it's not good when you're just the encyclopedia to a customer because we don't want to bore them with facts.
Right.
Right? So the step is to have the knowledge of your product. That's step one. Have the knowledge. Doesn't mean you got to spew it out. We still have to tailor make your knowledge uh, for that customer for what they're going to use the vehicle for. If they say they're using it to be a soccer mom, you don't need to talk about towing capacities and gear ratios. You need to talk about cup holders and capacities and this is where the storage is. So the
Mhm.
knowledge needs to be up here, but you still have to tactfully use that knowledge with your customers. So let's take step one in my notes here. When I look down here, I'm looking at my notes.
Okay.
Step one, when you're dealing with a shopper, is assume they're going to buy every single time. You
Okay.
have to tell yourself, I don't care what they say. I'm just looking. This is the first place. We're not buying for a few months. You have to just take all that out and just nod, uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, okay. And it goes in this ear and it goes out that ear. Because if you believe them when they say that, what does it do to you as a salesperson?
Well, it's going to kind of bring you down like, well, you might not want to give it your all.
Yeah.
Maybe like you might feel like it's going to waste your time. Maybe you're missing
Hmm.
out on someone else, so you're not going to give it your all.
Yeah, it kind of craps you out a little bit,
Right.
right? So if we know that that those verbiages customers say by default craps us out, and by us getting crapped out, kind of burnt up front, that makes us to where we probably aren't going to pitch the deal or the car is to the best of our ability, which we're
Mhm.
giving them a subpar experience. Does subpar sell cars?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. So I learned in my career, I don't care what they say when I meet them. I'm going to go in with full gung ho, Kyle Galas, 100%, 110%, no matter what they say, because guess what? I've heard I'm just looking so many times in my career,
Mhm.
and 2.5 hours later, they're giving me a hug and inviting me over, and they bought the car, and I'm so glad it's the best experience. They leave a 5-star Google review.
Right.
And in my head, I'm thinking, well, what happened to just looking? Or this is our first stop, or we're not buying for a few months. Oh, they ran into a salesperson, right?
Right.
So step one is assume they're going to buy every single time. And this will help you focus on the end goal and less of what they're telling you. So assume they're buying every time. Step one. And this helps you focus on the end goal of the deal, which is the sale, right?
Mhm.
So if I focus only on the end goal of this, which is the sale, no matter what they say about just looking, we're going to transfer money, it takes time. That doesn't matter to me because I'm still laser focused on I'm selling these people a car,
Mhm.
right? My name is Stephanie, and I'm going to sell them a car. Instead of saying, oh, okay, well, yeah, if you guys want to look around, if you have any questions, here's my card, because you're assuming they're just wasting your time. But really, what they're saying is, I want to buy a car. I'm just scared. And so here's my smoke screen. Here's my bluff, right?
Right.
Their bluff is out there of I'm just looking, we're going to wait a few months to buy. Oh, okay, well, here's my card. The average salesperson says, well, here's my card. If you have any questions, let me know. And you see them wander around and then they get back in their car and leave. The elite
Mhm.
sales titan goes, absolutely not a problem. Let's make this an information day then. Okay, my
Mhm.
name is Stephanie and you are, oh, Mike, and oh, your name's Stephanie too. Very nice to meet you, right? Where are you guys from? What brings you in? Or have you guys been helped out yet? So you're taking what they said, you're sweeping it under the rug, and you're going in at 110% because if you want to turn a looker into a buyer, you have to come at them 110%. And when you come at them 110% of your best attitude and you're smiling, hey, you know what? It's okay. We'll go at your pace, right? Let's make this an information day. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Now they've lowered your guard. And when they lower their guard, what's that allow you to do?
Now I can get
Yeah,
him.
you can sneak in now.
Yeah. Now I can make a friend.
Yeah, so the key is to get that guard lowered. So when was the last time you had a customer come on the lot and say, "Hey, I'm just buying"?
Right. Never.
That'd be nice,
That's
wouldn't it?
funny. Yeah.
That'd be nice. So everyone says, I'm just looking, or hey, we're just shopping around. We're going to look at the competition. That's just blah, 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 blah. That's their smoke screen to make you get off your game so you don't sell them on a car because the last time they went to a dealership, they got sold and they're nervous about doing it again. This time they're, honey, we're going to really look around this time. But then they run into a professional named Stephanie and you show them this is the best car for what you're telling me you need it for. Okay, let's go drive
Mhm.
it. Next thing you know, they're inside working numbers.
Mhm.
I think salespeople make it more difficult than it needs to be with their own psyche, with their own prejudging, with their own, they complicate it. They muddy the waters with, oh, they're just looking, okay, I'm wasting my time. No, you're not. You have a human being in front of you that drove all the way to your dealership. Give them that 110%, and
Mhm.
you will start converting without doing any extra like verbiages or any extra skills. You'll start converting more lookers into buyers because you're just giving them 110%. You're not letting them wander around the lot. Have you seen guys at your dealership do that? Well, here's my car. Go take a look.
Yeah, or they're like, okay, I'll let you look around, but because I listened to you, I know to say, excellent. Uh, do you mind if I just point out, what's going on here? This line is the used vehicle is new, and then I just kind of keep going from there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's like the best verbiage, no matter what they say. Excellent. Well, my name is
Yeah.
Kyle, and you are. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you guys. Well, let me tell you how we lay out our lot. So if you do want to just look around without me, used cars are over
Yeah.
here, new cars. I have a bunch of stuff in the inventory that's in the back going through inspection, PDI process, and then we have our stuff that's actually in inspection that I can even show you
Mhm.
there. We have a lot of inventory. And usually by the time you say that and you kind of give them the layout of the land, they don't want you to leave. You know,
Yeah, then they
you
ask like, "Oh, well, where is this?" And it's
yes.
like, "Oh, come on, let's go."
Yes. So
Yeah.
instead of you getting back in the line for an up or letting them wander around and hoping they wave their hand or you're
Yeah.
with them, you're guiding them, and you're the professional because the person that's kind, caring, really is focused on the customer, but is a professional salesperson in the mix of
Mhm.
all that. Those are the elite salespeople. Those are the ones killing it, and those are the ones getting repeat and referral. Oh,
Right.
you got to go see Stephanie. She's so kind. She knows her product. She doesn't pressure you. Well, what they don't realize is you are pressuring them. You're just doing it in a way they can't even detect because you've gotten to that
Hmm.
skill level. You get
Right.
beyond the normal tactics. Well, what can I do to earn your business today? You don't need to say that stuff when you get to that
Yeah.
super elite level. You get beyond
Yeah.
those closes. So so that was step one. Step two of that is questions are your friend always. Okay. So step one is assume they're buying every time.
Yep.
Give them your best. Step two is questions are your friend always. So questions can help you because it mentions in there, what are your go-to questions to see if they're really buying today? Well,
Right.
if we're assuming they're going to buy today, then that doesn't need to be brought up anymore. Are they buying? Are they
Okay.
not? You're not having to qualify
Mhm.
that. Assume they're buying, and let's get to the real meat of the subject. And questions are going to be your friend here. So stuff you can ask is like, who's the car for? Right? Is it for you or Stephanie? Oh, it's for Stephanie. Well, congrats. Were you next in line for the new car? Yeah, it was my turn. Oh, that's
Mhm.
awesome. What did you get last time, Bill? Oh, you got a truck. Oh, very cool. Right? So who's the car for? How long have you been looking? That's a very important one because you can find
Mhm.
out, did they just start looking or have they been
Right.
looking for 6 months and they can't find the car they're looking for? That could tell you they're overthinkers, right? They
Mhm.
overanalyze it. How long you
Yeah.
been looking? Oh, we've been looking for a week or so. Okay, that's kind of a normal customer. They spend some time on the internet, then they go into the dealership. When you get, oh, we've been
Yeah.
looking for 6 months. Oh, wow, that's a long time. Well, I'm going to put my best foot forward to help you end your search today. Okay. But
Mhm.
questions get the conversation going. It's not about what their answer is necessarily. It's getting
Mhm.
them to open up and tell you things. Because if
Yeah.
they start telling you things on these questions they're kind of neutral questions, if you get them used to answering you, then when you ask the tougher
Mhm.
things like, well, why wouldn't you want to buy it today? Because they've been answering you a lot, you've conditioned them to trust to give you the answer. Well, what's
Right.
stopping you from buying it today? Well, we were trying to save up a down payment. Okay, well, pause. How about we get you approved with no down payment and I work on keeping your payment where you want it to be and you keep your down payment? You can do that? Yeah. We have so many promotions going on right now where I require zero money down and I'm still able to achieve your affordable payment that you came in for. Really? Yeah, and they wanted to be at 450, but you come back at 490. Well, that's not what I said. I understand that, but it's only $40 difference, right? $40 is going to stop you from buying the car of your dreams, and then you can start closing. Okay.
Mhm.
But you can't get anywhere without questions. And here's another one I wrote down. What other brands are you considering?
Mhm. See,
Sometimes,
that could be overwhelming for me because I'm like, oh, I don't know this other
yeah.
brand, you know?
Well, that's where time will help.
Yeah.
Time and diligence, because time doesn't solve the problem. Because I meet average salespeople that have been in the car business 1 year, and I meet average salespeople that have been in the car business 10 years.
Mhm.
Nothing has progressed. The only thing that's happened is time has gone by. So,
Right.
um, experience with you with product knowledge is going to really take you to be diligent and jump online and start learning your product. And then Googling what are the competitors to this car? Right?
Mhm.
What are the competitors to my car? What are the competitors to the truck that I sell? What are the competitors? And maybe you don't have to be, the most knowledgeable in that, but when you do your certification trainings,
Hmm.
look at those competitive comparisons and
Right.
write down those things. Don't just like, I'm trying to pass my test. Oh my gosh, I want to get back on the floor. I got to go to lunch.
Yeah.
Really look at those things and write down what are the competitive comparisons between our vehicle and the true competition. And then when you
Hmm.
have those customers, because you're so confident, what other brands are you guys considering? Oh, we were looking at this brand. Oh, excellent. That's a great brand. May I tell you some of the features that we have that they don't? Are class exclusive features. Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
sure. If you're good enough, they won't even need to shop those other brands. Then they have the confidence they're with the right person because you're convincing and you make the sale. Okay. So what signs what signs tell you a shopper is actually ready to buy that day? Okay, so now let's talk about signs.
Hmm.
Okay. Because no one says, I'm here to buy. I'm looking to buy,
Right.
right? So what kind of things do customers say in your mind, in your 2 month experience that tells you that they want to possibly buy this card? Have you picked up on any cues?
Mm, I mean, there was someone that just easily told me that,
Right.
she was just only about Jeep and, this was going to be her first ever brand new vehicle. She was just excited from the start. So it was like one of those easy ones.
Yeah,
So,
right.
yeah.
And it was one of those, and you sold the car, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. So a 2 month old car salesperson was able to handle that easier customer, right? So
Yep.
good job, right? So here are some things to look for, and we'll type these out too. Here's some buying cues that your shopper is
Okay.
probably ready to buy. One of them is, what are your incentives?
Mm,
That's someone that is looking past the test drive. That's someone looking past the product presentation, the walk around. That someone is saying some buying cues.
okay.
What are your interest rates? What
That's
would my
fine.
what would my payments be on this?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's like a tell sign that
Right.
they're in a buying mood. How
Right.
about this one? What's my trade, or what do you think my trade's worth? Or do you guys take trades? I've got that question. Of course we take trades, but sometimes people just ask it because they're trying to let you know without saying I want to buy the car. They say, "Do you guys take trades?" because they want to trade in their car. Of course they know we take trades. That's how we have all these used cars.
Okay.
Uh, so those are some little questions that are telling you they're probably wanting to buy. Now it's, are we smart enough in picking up on those cues to say, yeah, we have great incentives. I don't know down to the dollar amount because every VIN is different. Every program is different depending on how you buy it. If you want to go with the special financing rates or more incentive, money, more rebates. But
Mhm.
I will dial that all in when we get back from the test drive, and I promise you, I will make you the deal that is affordable for you. I will not sell you a car unless you can afford it. Those are the words a customer just, they're in la la land. Finally, I'm with somebody that understands that I'm on a budget, right?
Yeah.
So all those little things that you say start adding up to want a customer to work numbers, first of all, but it's also building trust. Listen, I will not sell you a vehicle unless you can afford it. If I were to tell you that and you're a customer, how would you feel? Stephanie, I will not sell you a vehicle unless you can afford it.
Perfect.
Doesn't that feel great?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not going to ask for money down that you don't have. That
Good.
that sounds great. And I'm not going to get you an interest rate that is too high. Oh, wow, okay. And I'm going to make sure you're fully protected with any kind of service contract or gap insurance so that way it's affordable. We're not asking for money you don't have and you leave fully protected. I mean, like, is there anything better a customer can hear? I don't think so. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
man, and what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for success. Then you come back and you sit down, you get the credit app because they're already like in this ether mode, like, Stephanie, I'm finally with the right salesperson. All right, what's your social? Okay, let's plug that in. Keep it down. Yeah, don't tell her. Don't my the guy over here wants to collect socials. Just kidding. That's my boss. That's my boss. All right, yeah, we got that. Okay. Now, I know I mentioned down payment. What is the max amount you can put down without breaking the bank or messing with your bills? That's how I always asked.
Okay.
What is the maximum amount you can put down without breaking the bank or messing with your bills? And they will literally tell you the most money they can put without doing that. There might be a $500 bump in there somewhere. Like, okay, and then I reaffirmed, okay, so you can put 2,000 down today, no questions asked. Yep, okay. Then that's what I'm going to work with because I don't want to ask for money you don't have and then spoil my deal because that happens a lot. I come back, yeah, I got you approved with 5,000 down, but they never said they wanted to put 5,000. That's just what the manager put on the paper.
Mhm.
And they end up wanting to think about it. So back to those buying questions. What are the incentives? What are the interest rate? What kind of payments? Do you guys take trades? What is my trade worth? That is a customer saying, I want to buy a car. And then before
Can I
you,
ask, can
go
I
ahead.
ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's a little different at my dealership. So, 'cause from some of the things that you're saying, like, so my sales manager kind of trained me in I would say almost an opposite way of asking for the money down. Um, Say, okay, what were you looking to put down? And then whatever they say 500. Okay. And if you had to stretch that, you would go to, and like, he's always asking for like more,
Yeah.
right? So kind of sounds opposite of that, but also he doesn't even want me to talk about that until we bring the first sheet out. He doesn't
Okay.
want me to talk any money until after that first sheet. Then
Okay.
write the notes down, take it back up.
That's okay. We can do it that way.
Okay.
You want to do it with your store's policy,
Right.
but we still have to be tactful and very strategic on how we do this. So you get your paper back, right? Now,
Yep.
on your paper back, the write-up, does it show 5,000 down or does it show a down payment?
Yes. So it's going to be, the best way to buy a car is to put about 20% down and shorter term financing.
Right, because
And
they
then
run
I
high
just
payment.
kind of, yeah, I run through like three options, right? So
Okay,
there's
so it's
three
like
down payment options, and then it's usually like 60 months we start with. And then that way, if they need extended term,
yeah.
I can go back to that later. Yeah.
Okay, so what I would do with that is present the first pencil exactly how your manager has it. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to
Yeah.
say, hey, okay, looks like these are the options on this vehicle, right? Here's the paper. Here's all the options on the vehicle. We have three different down payments, and then we have the different terms with the different payments. Which
Mhm.
one of those would work for you?
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of times, none of them do.
Right.
Right? They don't have
Right.
3,000.
Exactly.
They don't have 3, 5, and 7,000. They don't have $900 payments.
Right.
So what you're doing is you're setting them up at something high, and then
Hmm.
you're going to bring them back down to reality after.
Yeah.
So I understand how that works because you're setting it up high so you can get something out of them. So what you can do is if they say none of that works, remember people like theatrics and they're very visual. So if they say no,
Okay.
none of that works, I can't do that.
Hmm.
Get your marker out and put a big old X through it. Okay?
Right.
Because it's a
Hmm.
visual. You're on their
Okay.
side. You have to be on their side at this part. You
Okay.
put your big fat X through it and you say, okay, listen, if you have the right customer and you have the right rapport, you can say stuff like this. Like, listen, I understand these are high. It's hard for me to present these sometimes, but really what I'm trying to do is figure out what is the max amount you can put down without hurting the bank, without
Okay.
messing up your bills. I need that number because I don't want to work with a number you don't have and then it spoils the deal because you got to leave. What's a number you could put down today without any questions asked that you would do the deal today if you had this down? Okay, 2,500 bucks. That's what I have to work with. Okay, perfect. Now, as far as payments can vary based on interest rates. So what I need from you is the very, very maximum payment that you can afford that you would say, hey, if you get it done with 2,500 down and this max payment, I'll buy it. Now, Mr. Customer, if it comes back as less payment, that's what you get. Obviously, I want to sell it to you at a less payment. I want to make it affordable. The reason
Hmm.
why I'm asking for max payment is because I'm trying to make sure that we have something to work with to try to get this deal done, right? So you're telling me 2,500 down and you can't go over 650 a month, right? Obviously, lower the better. If I come back at 550 a month, you give me a hug and a kiss. But I'm just saying at 650, it's still possible you'd buy it. Yep. Okay, perfect. Now I know what I have to work with. Let's get some basic information, get the credit app, and figure out if I can get there. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you just have to do their pencil first, their structure first,
Hmm.
and then just have the right tools after to get the actual money, which it sounds like you're probably doing. But if you
Yeah.
can build that rapport up to that point, then they will break loose with more money down. They will break loose with a higher payment because they trust you because you've done a darn
Right.
good job up there, and you're going to tell them, I'm not going to steer you wrong. The reason why I need these
Hmm.
numbers is so I can try to make the deal for you so you can buy the car today, right? We're assuming
Right.
the sale. Any other thing on that?
Right. Yeah, so that's great. Because when my manager hands me the sheet, I always say, thank you, Bobby, because pointing out to the customer, these numbers are coming from the manager.
Yeah,
That's showing I'm on their side, right? But I love your idea of the X through it. Because
yeah,
what I'm doing now is I'm just putting a note of what they want to do, what they want to see,
yeah,
with 5,000 on whatever. But I love that, put an X through it, and that'll really be more like, hey, I'm working for you on
yeah,
this, let's cross this out. That's ridiculous. Where what were you thinking?
yeah,
Where's the max you want to be at? So yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
And you have to be careful with something too. When you come back with the pencil. You
Hmm.
can don't try not to say stuff like this is what my manager is asking for. This is what we're trying. All you want to say is this what it takes to buy the car.
Okay.
Okay? Because you never know. They might pick that and
Right.
go with it. But if you say this is what my manager asked for, there might be some leeway in the customer's eyes. Well, they might think like, okay,
Yeah, I hear you.
that's what
Yeah,
he's
I didn't mean
asking.
it to come off like that, but we just say like thank you to the manager just
Yeah,
so that
perfect.
it's pointing out that that's coming from them,
Yeah.
you know.
Which one will
Yeah.
work for you? Because if
Right.
you say which one will work for you and they pick one, like, yeah, if you do the
Right.
3,000 with 900 a month, I'll take that. You probably made the
Yeah.
biggest amount of money possible.
Right.
But if they say, no, that's crazy. I was trying to get to 550 a month.
Yeah.
That's when you can cross it out and say, okay, let's
550. Yep.
and then go
Write that
into
right on
that.
there. Yep.
But the down payment trick, that's what I always use. Like, what is the maximum amount you can put down without hurting the
Okay.
bills, without breaking the bank? And usually they'll tell you the max amount.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. The last thing on them on the buying today. So here's the
Hmm.
little thing I wrote. Them buying today is up to how good you are.
Okay.
This is a fact. Many times a customer says just looking, hey, I'm going to go think about it. I'm going to be buying in the next couple months. Then they drive to the competitor and buys that same day.
Right. Yes,
So
that does happen.
so it has nothing to do with saving up for down payment, just looking, buying in the next few months, waiting for some money to come in. No, it has to do with the salesperson.
Yeah.
Were you convincing enough? That is why a customer buys within 72 hours of visiting the first dealership because they're in the
Yeah.
mood to buy. They have that thing going on. Like when you want a new cell phone, you don't even need a new cell phone, but the new cell phone comes out, you're like, it got me thinking. If I can capture you while you're in that thinking mode, like, yeah, I think I want the new cell phone, instead of
Hmm.
letting you cool down, right? So when they
Right.
leave your dealership to think about it and they go somewhere else, they're still hot. They're still ready to go. So it's them buying is that day is how good you are, not their process. Okay, and then the other thing too, to turn a looker into buyer or a shopper into buyer is step three. The longer you keep them engaged and going through the steps of the sale, the easier it is to close them.
Right.
So what I mean by engaged is, are you giving them information that's relevant to them? Or are you just yapping, just talking about specs that they don't even care about? Like that, like I was saying, you want to customize it to them. So you got to keep them engaged. The average attention span in America now is like 8 to 12, 15 seconds. So when you're doing, yeah, it's crazy. When you're doing your walk around and you're pointing out certain specs or the screen or the navigation or the glass top, you got to keep it 15 seconds or less in each little thing. So if you
Hmm.
keep them engaged to the whole step of the sale, they don't even know that. How did we get to the numbers? How are we inside? We were just going to look. Like
Yeah.
you did such a good job with the meet and greet, building rapport, finding out what they're using the vehicle for, doing a walk around, doing the demo drive, coming back and writing it up. Next thing you know, you're doing credit and finance. And then next thing you know, they're buying it. Like, how do
Hmm.
we just came to look, Stephanie. Oh, usually I hear that people come to look to buy.
Yeah.
Right? I hear that more than people saying I came to buy.
Yeah.
So the longer you keep them engaged and going through the steps of the sale, the easier the closes. And sometimes you don't even need to close because you've done everything up into that point. And then there comes a point when helping a customer so well and building a relationship so well that they want to say yes. They're looking for reasons to say yes.
Hmm.
Like they like you, they like the car. The payment's a little high. They don't have that much down payment, but they want to say yes. They're just because you did such a good job. So the difference is really Stephanie.
Yeah.
The difference is Kyle. The difference is the salesperson, not the product, not the competition. It's how much do they like you. Just like when the Girl Scout cookie comes to my dealership, the Girl Scout cookie girls, it has nothing to do with the cookies. It has everything to do with those cute smiling faces that I saw last year. Kyle, we're back. Oh, hey girls. Like the cookie is the byproduct of the Girl Scout that I'm buying into, right?
Right.
I want to say yes
Yep.
to the Girl Scout. I just happen to get cookies out of it. Customers want to buy from Stephanie because you're so likable and you're doing such a great job that the byproduct is the car that they didn't think they were going to buy today.
Yeah.
So you
I
got
feel like I've had three of those customers that bought from me, but they did not buy the same day. They
Mhm.
came back.
So that is a reality in our business. Is they
Yeah.
do come back sometimes. They want to think about it.
Yeah.
And you got lucky on those because most people that leave, they're just they're gone.
Yeah.
So, I always say don't believe them, but there are some people that come back. There is a be back bus that does exist, but statistically there isn't. And so that's why I just say if they leave, write it off. If they
Yeah.
come back from that, it's a pleasant surprise. But I wouldn't count it. I wouldn't count it before they actually show up. I don't believe that they're coming back. So, but great job if they did come back. It means they liked you and they trusted you and they want to do
Yeah.
business with you. They just needed to really think about it. And there are those customers. They truly want to think about it or compare and they came back and saw you. So you did something right there. Okay. Anything else in turning shoppers into buyers?
Um, just like the ones that like I had one just yesterday that I just don't even know that he was serious.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you can tell someone that was just like maybe they're just bored that day,
Yeah. Yeah.
really don't even have the money. Like, what do you do with that? I mean, I still gave it everything I could, and I'm still gonna follow up with them, but it's like I don't know.
Yeah. With those people, you start asking closing questions. So if you're getting that inkling and nothing's really progressing, if you want to find out real quick, you start asking closing questions. Well, why don't we go drive it and work some numbers? If you're detecting that, not if you have a traditional customer, you don't want to do that. But you start asking those questions. What kind of payment are you trying to get today? Well, I was just kind of like, well, why don't we drive it and go work the numbers? If the numbers are good, would you buy it today? Well, and they start backpedaling a little bit.
Hmm.
If you want to find out if a customer is just wasting your time, start asking them questions to get them to the desk or to close their deal, and you'll flush it out pretty quick. And usually you'll make them uncomfortable and they'll want to leave. If you're detecting that, you don't want to do that with a normal guy that's truly shopping, a nice family that are trying to replace their old van. Well, let's go
Yeah.
work. What's to stop you from buying? You start kind of putting this pressure on them. You don't need that.
Mm,
But for those
okay.
type of guys, you ask that,
Okay.
and you'll notice
Nice.
they'll either buy or leave.
Mhm.
Okay, closing. So when to push for a same day close? Is it every time? And how do you take that approach with those that disclose they are shopping? So remember the shopping thing. We're just going to assume they're there to buy a car each and every
Okay.
time. We're not going to listen to them saying we're just looking, we're going to buy in a month or two. We're just shopping around. That
Okay.
goes here and goes out here. So the thing that I learned in my career is I always pushed them as far as they would allow me to.
Okay.
Not push in a pushy way, but push in a respectful way. Like, um, and the way I would do it, it was not really even a push. It was more a pull. So like, no, no, I don't need to drive it. We're just kind of looking today. No, no, no problem. I mean, we are here. I got the keys. No pressure. You don't have to buy it, but might as well drive it while you're here. Well, okay. Even if we just go a couple blocks, right? So uh, the customer doesn't is a little reluctant, but I'm pulling them to the test drive with by saying stuff like, "I'm not asking you to buy the car. I'm just asking you, and you can let me do my job, and let's go drive it. See what it's like. You may hate it. Well, I've driven them before. I know, but you didn't drive this one. It's a different VIN number. I mean, just gonna drive different, right? Oh, okay, fine." So I pull them to the test drive, and then they get back from the test drive, and they're like, "Well, I appreciate you test driving it." And you can say, "Hey, while you're here, let me get you a little bit more information on the vehicle." Oh, okay. That way, when you leave, you have all the information. Okay. You bring them in, you sit them down, you get a write up. No, I'm not asking you that these numbers don't, I'm not saying you're buying the car. I'm just getting you the information so you can make an educated decision if you want to move forward or not. Oh, okay. That's fair. Right? Did you have a trade in? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm not buying it. No, that's okay. Let me get it appraised so that way when you leave to think about it, you have the appraisal amount with all your credits and everything. Oh, okay. Right? I'm pulling him through without him even knowing by saying, I'm not asking you to buy. So when you have customers that you need help closing, sometimes you got to pull them through the process step by step. And then
Okay.
when you get to the desk, then and you got all the numbers, then you kind of do the same thing again. But what I was getting at is push the deal as far as you'll let them go because there's going to be a point when they say, "No, I said, Kyle, I was just looking." Totally understand. I respect that. Is there anything I can do today to earn your business? Well, I was really hoping to get 10 for my trade instead of 8. And if you guys could maybe get me a good interest rate, I'd probably make a move. Oh, so we turn the looker into a buyer by pulling them through the process. Or
Right.
we get to the desk, he says, "No, I was just looking, Kyle. I'll take this information and go. Are you sure? Is there anything I do to earn your business today?" No, there's nothing you can do. All right, fair enough. But I got him as far as he would let me go.
Okay.
And a lot of times, if you keep getting them closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the end,
Mhm.
then they're like, well, I guess you've done everything I asked you to do. And all of a sudden they kind of want to buy. And then when you ask that question, hey, I understand you're just looking today and we got all these figures, but is there anything I could do to earn your business today? Well, I guess if you could get my payment around 550, I'd probably do it. Okay. And you closed them. It sounds easier said than done, of course, because again, you have to be convincing. The guy has to have enough time. He can't be waiting for his kid to get out of school. Like there's a lot of factors. This is
Mhm.
obviously the easier, more perfect scenario. But if we're not trying to get them through the process each and every time to the very end, till as far as farthest they will take us, then we never have a shot at closing them,
Mhm.
right? You
Right.
gotta you gotta pull them through the process, and then when it gets to the end, you gotta really close them down. And is your manager the type of manager that would come help close?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like if it gets to that point, I say, okay, I respect that, I get it, but my manager always wants to meet everyone that comes in here, so let me just give him a call, tell him that you're heading out, and he'll just want to say hi. And then
Yeah,
he does, and he might be the one to say, "Hey, do you have any
yeah,
questions for me, or is there any way we can earn your business today?" So, yeah.
yes. So think about this. If you never got that customer, if you never pulled them through the process, you would have never had the opportunity for your boss to come out.
Right.
So your job as Stephanie, the sales professional, is to get them to that desk,
Yep.
no matter what you have to say other than lying. We can't lie to
Right.
get them there. But if you're not trying to get them to that desk every single time, then we're missing opportunities, especially if you have a kind of sales manager that loves to come out and meet people and try to help close.
Oh,
Because
yep.
now, guess what? You can blame him instead of him blaming you,
Yeah.
right? Hey, I got him to the desk. They didn't even want to come in. I got them all the way here. What can we do to earn their business, Mr. Boss? All right, I got an idea.
Yeah.
And you'll
Yep.
start closing more deals if you focus on getting them to that desk when they say, don't want to drive it, don't want to work numbers. Hey, I'm not asking you to buy the car, I'm just asking you to let me get you the rest of the information so you can make that educated decision. Would you
Right.
rather make a big purchase decision with half the information or all the information? Well, all of it. Okay, let me just do a little bit more of my job. Only takes a few more minutes, and then you can make that truly educated decision. Okay, because who doesn't want to make an educated decision?
Right.
But you have to be convincing, which comes from confidence to be able to say it
Yeah.
that way. So it
Yeah.
all roots back to that product knowledge, knowing your process, knowing the dealership, knowing the steps of the sale to be able to convey it to the customer what's next. Now, as far as closing, um, do you have any do you have any issues with the same day close? Like, because I mean, obviously it's on your mind, same day close.
Yeah, same day clothes. I mean, like I'm really not a pressure person, and I guess I know that's, shouldn't
Yeah.
be a thing here. I gotta just kind of throw that away. But yeah, I mean, I always like to give them three options and say which one works for you. And just kind of go from there. I do like your style of, saying, okay, well, let's just make this informational
hmm
to get their guard down and everything. But then how do you transition back to, where you really want to be is talking about getting the sale.
Yeah. So the information, when you have a customer that's reluctant, that's when you
Hmm.
use that to get them as far as possible.
Right.
You're avoiding the elephant in the room, which is the money and asking for the sale.
Yeah.
But you only need that for the customer that's reluctant. You have a nice customer that's like, yeah, I was thinking about financing through this bank, and but if you can beat the rate, you don't necessarily need to do that.
Yeah.
We're talking about those harder customers that if you don't get them that day, they're gone. So
Hmm.
those are the people that you got to drag to the very, very end with the, hey, this is just an information day, etc. Let me just get you the information. And then when you finally get them down, you have the numbers, you can say, is there anything on this in these numbers that would stop you from buying the car today? Well, yeah, the payment's too high. Okay. Well, before I go back to my boss, and I know you're not buying today, but before I go back to my boss, what number would you say I'll take the car today? That's the number I'd like to go back there because we're in the car business. We're here to sell cars, and you wouldn't be here unless you
Hmm.
wanted to really buy a car. And I know you're just looking, but what number would have to be here for as far as payment and down payment for you to say, you know what, that's fair, I'll take it. Let me go back to my boss with that. And then you're opening a dialogue of him buying the car today. We went from information to, well, if you can get to 500 bucks a month with 2,000 down, I'll take it. And you're like, I mean, we're looking at 40 grand. You're more at like 900 bucks a month. Well, you asked what it would take, right? It's 500. Okay, well, let me go talk to my boss and see. You go back and you start that dialogue of trying to close them. And then when you finally end up at the middle ground, hopefully there's a middle ground, he buys the car today. But you don't know that until you get them to that desk. And those harder deals take that sometimes. And remember,
Yeah.
you're not going to close 100% of your customers. No one has a 100% closing ratio. The key is to get more people to your desk because the more people you get to the desk, the more cars you sell. It's just numbers,
Right.
right? The more people that walk into the restaurant, the more food they sell. The more people you get to the desk, the more cars you sell. So it's getting everyone possible to that desk so you have an opportunity to close them. And then, yes, on season two, I have 10 different episodes of different closes. Was it me? Was it the machine? Or was it the money? Right? There's so
Yeah,
many different
we
things,
have that.
payment closes, there are all these different closes once you get them there. But you have to know
Yeah.
your customer specifically and have the right relationship with them to even know what close to use.
Hmm.
because the me machine, the money close doesn't work 100% of the time,
Okay.
right? It has to be tailored to what they're trying to do. If you have a payment buyer, then you need to get to the payment range they can afford. If you have an interest rate buyer, then you have to use the interest rate different closes, right? If you have a down
Mm.
payment customer that doesn't have any, then you're probably going to have to figure out a way to close them with no money down. You have the
Yeah.
customer that's upside down and they're trying to get to 1,000 or less a month, then you have a new battle to deal with. They all take a different close, but you wouldn't know how to close them unless you ask the questions and build the relationship. That way you know how to close them in the end.
Yeah, and right now, see, I started backwards. I started season 9, so I'm in season 8. So I gotta, I gotta keep going there so I can get to those. But some of
Yeah.
the trouble that I've had is people are focused on the bringing the total number of the car down
Yes.
or bringing their trade value up.
Yeah.
Um, when really, like, it's let's look at the monthly payments, but
Right.
they're so focused on, well, don't you have room to move? And we don't. We
Yeah.
price them to sell. So,
Well, and you can say, hey, the reason why people, and you can use that kind of a general, the reason why people are so worried about their trading value being the highest possible and our vehicle being the lowest possible is because they want to be able to afford the payment. So
mhm,
let's just say this, Mr. Customer.
okay.
Let's say we gave you the exact amount for your trade that you wanted. You wanted 10, we're at 8. Let's say we gave you 10. And then you wanted $3,000 off our vehicle price. So let's say we gave you the 3,000. So you're winning in the every scenario, but I come
Mhm,
back with a $1,200 payment. What would you say to that? Yes? Well, no, I can't afford that. So you've negotiated the best trade value, you've negotiated the best value on the car you're buying, but the payment's too high. So none of it even matters. Let me
okay.
reverse engineer this deal because the payment you're saying you want to be at is going to move those numbers anyway, right? So
Yep.
let's negotiate the right way first, which is the payment. And by negotiating the payment is going to change the trade value and change the price of our vehicle. It's inevitable. If you want a lower payment than 1,200, then the numbers have to change somewhere. It's not like we just throwed more money at you for down payment. Here's $10,000 for down payment. Use it on a car. Something has to change. So I understand you want to negotiate here and here, but in the end, if I did what you wanted and the payment was too high, you wouldn't buy it. Correct?
Right.
Yeah, so let me work on the most important thing, which is going to change those numbers anyway, which is the payment. What is the very maximum payment you can afford? I will reverse engineer this deal. I will get you every penny I can from the manufacturer, my boss, but I need to know something from you that says, "Hey, I'm trying to get to this payment. If I get to this payment, I'll buy the car." Okay, it's 650 and I got 1,000 down. Thank you, Mr. Customer. Now I have some negotiating power on your behalf to go work with my manager. It's a lot. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But that's what it takes to have that fluid of a conversation and that confidence to say it to shut them down by saying stuff like, let's say hypothetically, I gave you everything you wanted for yours and I discounted mine exactly where you want it to be, but the payment was $1,200. Would you say yes to that deal? Well, no, I can't afford that. Exactly. Let me work on the most important thing, the payment, the interest rate, and that will move those numbers automatically. So does that work with everybody? No, because what about the cash buyers?
Right.
Cash buyers just raw money. So with cash buyers, you got to say stuff like, listen, we may not be the lowest price in town, but we're certainly not the highest. What I'm going to present you is the very best number that we can do, and you can decide if you want to buy it or not. We'll keep it super simple. Because at that point, if you've done a darn good job, they want to buy the
Yeah.
car from you. They're looking for the reason to say yes to Stephanie.
Yeah. I mean, if they're still talking to you, right? They're still in
Yeah.
it.
And customers, especially if you've done a good job presenting and I call it reciprocity. Have you heard any of my episodes where I talk about reciprocity?
I don't think so. It doesn't sound
Okay.
familiar,
I'm
no.
going to give you the Reader's Digest version.
Okay.
Let's say I work at the dealership with you. We're co-partners, right? I'm a salesperson,
Mhm.
you're a salesperson. And one day I notice that you don't have your wallet with you. Okay. And I'm
Mhm.
like, hey, Stephanie, I'm going to lunch. Can I pick you something up? And you're like, oh, shoot, I don't have my wallet. I said, no, 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 I'm buying. Oh, okay, I'll take a bean burrito. Okay, cool. And I buy you the bean burrito. We have a bean burrito, we get back on the sales floor. And then the next day, you're going to lunch. What tell me what scenario might come up when now you're going to lunch and we're both on shift.
Well, I would want to offer you lunch because payback from yesterday.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like it's almost automatic that you're like, for a normal human being, like, hey, I'm gonna go grab lunch. Can I get you something? It's reciprocity. You want to reciprocate what was done for you. If I buy
Mhm.
you an energy drink today and you're at the gas station tomorrow, you might think, I'm gonna buy Kyle an energy drink
Yeah.
because you want to reciprocate. How it
Mhm.
works in the car business is by you doing the best job doing the walk around, doing the best job doing everything possible, everything right, and you're putting your sweat equity into it, and you're crawling in the car, you're getting up in the truck bed, you're showing them this, you're popping the hood, you're having them pair up their phone. The reciprocity of it is they want to buy the car from you.
Yep.
You can't
Definitely.
ask for the sale if you haven't done any of the steps. If you meet and greet somebody, hey, my name is Stephanie, welcome to my dealership, let's go work the numbers, and then he doesn't like the numbers, you can't use any of that reciprocity techniques because you haven't
Hmm.
built a friend, you haven't built all that. So remember that when you're helping customers, I need to give 110% because at the desk, when the numbers aren't what they want, which they always aren't what they want,
Hmm.
this is where this will pay off. The dividends will be paid off when I'm too high on the price, when I'm too high on the payment, when I'm too low on the trade. All this work will pay off then because you can say stuff like this, Mr. Customer, Stephanie, I understand the numbers aren't exactly what you want, but this is where I've always asked my customers, I hope you see the value in my work ethic, in
Hmm.
my, sweat equity, where it's like, okay, the numbers aren't exactly right, but dang, Kyle did a good job earning my business. That's where
Yeah.
I hope we're at on this deal. Stephanie, that has worked for me so many times because it's the reciprocity in action and me having the
Hmm.
guts to say it. I understand the
Hmm.
numbers aren't right, but this is where I hope you see some value in me to make up the difference. And if you truly did the stuff right and you're looking them in the eye, they can't
Hmm.
say no to that. They just cannot say no. Then they say stuff like, well, if you could throw in some floor mats, then their $5,000 off they want is down to floor mats now or a full tank of gas because you've sold them on you. You matter so much, Stephanie, to this process. You matter.
Yeah.
But you have to do the groundwork so that you actually matter to the customer. I know you matter. Your dealership knows you matter. I know you're valuable. The dealership knows you're valuable, but we have to make sure your customer knows you're valuable, that your customer knows that you'll go above and beyond the sale. We're doing good, but we're getting to an hour. It's funny how fast it goes, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions in that topic?
No, I think I'm good.
You'll have a lot to revisit in this video.
Oh yeah.
And what I recommend is saying the words that Kyle is saying, like, I
Oh
hope you
yeah.
see the value in me and practice with
Mhm.
your significant other and really dial it in before you get the customer. Okay, moving on to personal branding. Other than social media, what do you recommend? Okay, so the key, and it says on here, should I wait before I make the move? Because I don't really know my product
Hmm.
knowledge. Do
Hmm.
not wait.
Okay.
Do not
Good.
wait. You just open a donut business, let's say.
Hmm.
Do you want to wait until you know all the ingredients of everything on the donuts to advertise?
No.
No, you got to hit the ground running, right? We're open. Sale. Let's go. Free samples. Because all
Hmm.
you want to do is get customers in as fast as possible. You'll work out the details later, but what I need is revenue coming in. I'll worry about my product knowledge on the donuts later. So this is your business within the dealership, so you need to start doing it immediately. So
Hmm.
here's some tips,
Great.
stuff that I used to do. I call it guerrilla marketing. Because social media, you can post pictures, you can do video, you know that stuff already, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the stuff you can do. I recommend doing funny stuff because it makes people laugh.
Yeah.
Have you looked at any of my Facebook posts where I have like a little baby in my hands, like a customer's baby?
I think I did see one of those. Yeah.
Okay, so I love kids. I have kids, and I just love kids. So anytime a customer is there that I have good rapport with, I'll say, "Hey, let me hold your baby," and I'll hold the baby and we mess around with the baby. But then I have one of my sales guys take a picture of me and the baby, and then I put on my post, "Fresh trade-in, 2024
Yeah,
model."
that's what I saw. Yep.
Yeah, and it blows up. I put leaky radiator, or I'll do something funny like insinuating
Yeah,
the car has issues. Clean Carfax, one owner, stuff like that. But it's not me selling a car. It's not me advertising a car, but it's
right.
it's awareness of, oh, Kyle sells cars
Hmm.
on his page. So stuff like that for social media. But here's a couple other things that I used to do.
Okay.
Um, so in my little hometown, Lodi, California, small town, there's a Target, there's a Walmart, there's other stuff. I would take my business cards and I'd go put them in people's driver window right above their handle. I slide it in that little seal right there,
Okay.
put it in there, and I would just go blanket the parking lots of with my business cards. Because what
Hmm.
good is my business card doing in a box,
Yeah.
right? 90% of the people in the parking lot are going to throw it away, but they're not going to litter. So there's a chance that they're going to put it in their car and not
Hmm.
throw it away. It might be in their car and they're going to throw it away eventually. But the fact of the matter is 50 more people have my business card today because I got off my butt and I went to a Target parking lot and I stuck them in car windows.
Right. Okay.
So it's just exposure at that point. Do you have those stores in your town?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
There's step one. Do you feel like 1,000 business cards in a box does more or worse than having 1,000 business cards floating all around your town?
Yeah, all around.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
Step one, there you go. This is going to sound crazy, but I had a computer business for a while, for about 8 years, and I made a shirt that had my logo here, Easy Fix Computers, and on the back it said, "Need computer help? Tap here," and it was an arrow to my shoulder. And I would
That's
and I would
funny.
walk in the stores, I'd be in the grocery line, and guess what? Tink tink, someone would tap on my shoulder. And I had my business cards with me. I'm like, "Yeah, my name's Kyle. Yeah, I saw your
Mhm.
shirt. Yeah, we have so many viruses." I'm like, "What are you looking at? What are you looking on that computer?" I get them to laugh because that's my thing. And I say, "Call me. I'm the best price in town. I'll be out there. I come to your house. You don't have to bring it to the shop." "Oh, okay." So just by having something that showed that I did what I did, I get my little tap. So make a custom shirt that says, "I sell cars."
Okay.
Tap my shoulder, tap here if you need a car. And put a QR code on the back of the shirt just in case they're behind you and they don't want to tap your shoulder.
Okay.
Make
Yeah,
it
QR code's a good idea.
Yeah, make it known that you sell cars and wear that shirt everywhere. "I sell cars." You don't have to put where you work. Just put "I sell cars." Tap here if you need one. And I promise you, you'll start getting people asking about it. At least it brings up a conversation and you give them your card.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, another one. Bring a box of donuts with a bunch of your cards taped to the top of the lid to a local business and say, "Hey, I'm new at this dealership. I'm trying to get my name out there and I wanted to bring you guys some donuts with my cards." Bring it to a
Hmm.
real estate agency. Bring it to, you know, businesses that are around your dealership that know that you exist. "I'm new to the car business, trying to get my name out there." Everyone understands a salesperson trying to get their name out there. They're not going to
Okay.
throw out the donuts and the cards. They're going to be like, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was looking for a car. Yeah, my niece needs a car. Perfect. I'm so glad I stopped in. My name is Stephanie. Here's my cards. I'll leave a little stack." You just never know. That one box of donuts might turn into one or two car deals.
Okay.
Worth it, right? Worth it.
Yeah.
Um, a couple things. Activity creates activity. If you're doing stuff, stuff will happen. Okay. And then this one was a very low percentage rate to get people to call me, but it was still something I did. I'd make a 8.5 by 11 regular computer paper, and I'd put "Need a car" in huge font, and I'd put my
Okay.
cell phone number at the bottom, and I'd go staple it to telephone poles in Lodi. And yes, I'd get calls here and there. Sometimes they were just a homeless dude wanting a free car, but I'm doing something. I'm staying active. I'm not just sitting around. I'm stapling stuff. I'm out there mixing it up. "Need a car"
Yeah.
with my cell number. And then the final one that I don't know why car salespeople don't do this, because real estate agents do this. Have a lawn sign.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I mean, you go to like Vistaprint or Zazzle or um, I mean, there's a lot of companies that have it, but if we're truly thinking outside the box, do you have a front lawn at your house?
Yeah.
Okay. You could put on there, I sell cars. Have your photo on it, just like a real estate agent, but not the big one with the wood stake and the big swinger, just the ones you kind of like hammer in a little bit with the metal
Yeah.
stakes. I mean,
Okay.
why can't we do that as salespeople? If you really want to think outside the box, let's try stuff that thinks outside the box.
Okay. That's a good idea. I have a big tree out front, so I could put a sign up there and I could have something with my business card like right underneath it. So
And then a
yeah.
QR code on that one. People love QR codes because they can get it from their car.
Okay.
They zoom in, and your QR code could either be to your email, uh, to your cell number, or I don't know if you can do a cell number, or the website, something.
Okay. Get
Uh,
a QR.
you just got to try different things, but the key here is it's a numbers game. The more
Hmm.
things that you have your name on,
Yeah.
the more chances you're going to capture that one or two extra car deals a month. And if we're going to really think outside the box and brand ourselves, we got to try, even if it sounds silly. What's wrong with being silly?
That's one thing that I like about myself is I'm pretty goofy, and anything I've been putting on social media, I've been throwing in those like goofy ones. So
Yeah. I mean, people like unique car salespeople. And I know car salespeople have a bad rap a lot of times just because the
yeah.
history of car sales. But isn't it really cool? Like, do you have someone in your contact list that you can say, "Yeah, I know a real estate guy."
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Do you have someone in your thing that's like, "Hey, I know a handyman."
Hmm. Yep.
You got someone like, "Oh, I know a plumber. I know a guy that does that. I know a guy." You could be that person for your circle and your customers.
Yeah.
Hey, I know a car salesperson. Call Stephanie. Yeah, here's her number. Let me share her contact.
Yeah.
So the last thing I'll talk about when it comes to branding, and I actually did this like 3 days ago with one of my past customers that I sold 9 years ago. I sent him a video text message,
Okay.
and I had another salesperson in my office, and I was like, "Hey Tom, it's Kyle over at da 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 da. I'm with one of my sales guys, Jerry. I was just thinking about you. I wanted to say hi. I haven't seen your face in like 2 years. Hope you're doing good, and text me back. All right, man. See ya."
Mm.
Almost immediately he's like, "How fun! Nice to see you, Kyle. I'll stop by one of these days when I'm near the dealership." It like made his day. So instead of sending like a thank you text for selling a car, send
Mhm.
him a thank you video.
Okay.
Try it out, and you're going to actually get some really cool responses. And make sure you say their name. The sweetest word in the planet is your own name.
Okay.
So when people say Stephanie, 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 it's like, oh yeah, that's my name. But you make sure you say their name on those videos.
Okay.
Anything else? We hit 1 hour and 6 minutes.
We did good. You always go over an hour.
I know. All my one-on-ones, I'm like, I think I have one that hit 1 hour and 1 minute. Time goes by fast, and when it comes to training, like when you actually put it on a timer, you realize how much there is training is in the car business.
Yeah.
There is a lot of training. So if you listen to the episodes, I mean, I'm at almost 100 episodes. And I still don't run out of content to talk about. So there's a lot in the car business. The key is to absorb what works for you, put it in
Right.
your verbiage and your style of talking, be that goofy, fun self, and you will find success. And today is a turning point for you that you're taking your career seriously and you're investing. And now, do you work tomorrow?
Yep.
Okay, now tomorrow, what time do you work?
2 to 7.
2 to 7?
Yep.
Okay. So what time do you normally get there? And you can be honest. Do you get there right at 2 or do you get there
No.
10 minutes or 15?
10 to 15 minutes early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Get there early tomorrow like you usually do and really tell myself my goal is to turn every person that says they're just looking and at least get them to my desk.
Okay.
And no matter what I have to say other than lying, I'm going to get them to my desk because I want an opportunity to sell them because I know I can't sell a car in the middle of a test drive. I can't sell it during the walk around. I can only sell a car if it gets to the desk. So my goal tomorrow is to be a sales titan and get everyone to the desk and write them up and ask those questions at the end if they're reluctant. What will it take to buy today? Is there anything on this sheet that's stopping you from buying it? What can I do to earn your business? Is it me, the machine, or is it the money? Have I not done enough to earn your business? Do you see the value in me to make? I mean, there's so many words, but the key is to get them to that desk tomorrow, and I promise you will start selling more cars.
Okay. Just send those customers in because we need them.
Okay, so yeah, that's a whole nother training there. But do you have 2 months worth of sold customers now?
Yes.
Okay. Tomorrow, if it's dead slow and you've done all your follow up and your CRM stuff and all that stuff, go back to your first sale and send them a video message. Hey, I was just thinking about you and I wanted to say hi, Tom. How you doing? Hope you're enjoying that vehicle. It's Stephanie over at the dealership. Stop by for coffee anytime you want. I just wanted to say hi. Boom. Just go down your list and watch the responses you get from those video messages. You'll be surprised.
I'll
Sound
do
good?
it. Yeah.
All right. Keep me updated. It was very nice meeting you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you booking the one-on-one. It means a lot to me. I always want to say thank you because you're helping support me and my little family too. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I think I appreciate your hustle. I hope maybe I can do something like you one day. So you're very inspiring and yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
There's nothing that will stop you. A person with a goal and a mindset of unstoppable, you can't be stopped. So if that is your goal and that's what you want to do, you will make it. I promise you will get there. And then you can do anything you want, really.
Yeah.
All right,
Awesome.
Stephanie, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
Thanks. You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.